Hello, everyone. My name is Louis Persia, and welcome to another episode of the Life on Trial podcast. Today, I want to talk about a few things. I want to start off with I'm sure we're all probably thinking, living, breathing, and rewatching Stranger Things right now. It is December when I'm recording this. I did definitely watch the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things season 5. On TikTok, I actually posted a video of Robin's speech to Will, where she kind of confesses to Will about, I don't want to say confess, I guess confess because trial, but she confesses her truth to Will about her sexuality, and I'll read out her speech. It did become a viral TikTok trend, not because of me, but the speech became viral. She says to Will, I got it up on the projector, and all of a sudden, I was looking at this little version of myself, and that little me, I could hardly recognize her. She was so carefree and fearless. She just loved every part of herself. And that's when it hit me. It was never about tone deaf Tammy. It was always just about me. I was looking for answers in somebody else, but I had all the answers. I just needed to stop being so goddamn scared. Scared of who I really was. Once I did that, I felt so free. It's like I could fly, you know? And so I, of course, definitely resonated with that speech. I started thinking back on my own life, and I had my own flashbacks, you know? Like, damn, this is true. I did end up posting a little picture of myself. Let me see. Maybe I'll actually show you guys this picture. One second. Okay. So, this is the picture that I posted. This is me. I want to say it's probably in first grade, or yeah, it's probably in first grade. And it was just at school. I'm wearing my school uniform. I'm on the floor with a bunch of apples on my head. I don't remember why, but I don't know. I kind of just thought it was a fitting photo, especially with my little bowl cut. It's giving the original Will. And on TikTok, I gave my understanding of this speech and how the Duffer Brothers presented their message here. So give me a second while I try to find it. So what I said on TikTok was, and sorry if I sound a little weird, I have Invisaligners in my teeth, so I might have a little bit of a lisp, but yeah, I'm sure you can understand me, and if not, there's subtitles that you can look at, but I'm fairly understandable, I would say. Anyways, I think we could all relate to this speech, gay or not. We all have childhood wounds we forget to heal and disinfect. We ignore and ignore until one day you can't anymore. It's life or death, just like Will saving Mike, and having to remember the pain in order to avoid even more pain. The Duffer Brothers need more credit for this story writing. After watching the first 4 episodes of season 5, yes, I did cry. But then I began to remember. I had my own flashbacks, my own montage, my own monsters to slay within myself. If you remember when they were burning the Demogorgons in episode 4, it hurt Will. He was screaming and aching in pain because those monsters are inside him too, connected by the Mind Flayer. Yet, he still found the strength to kill them all in order to protect, and he didn't even flinch. It hurt him, but in the end, it was only a little nosebleed that he could easily wipe off because he had the control. He had the power of love and pain to destroy these monsters, both physical and emotional. That's the bigger message people recognize and connect with, but can't put into words. That's why it's the most popular episode yet. Not because of Vecna, will, sexuality, but because if we search far enough into the hidden valleys of our minds, we too can find strength in our inner child as grown-ups. The Demogorgons are connected to the Mind Flayer, they're connected to Vecna, they're connected to Will, and they're evil even though they're an outside source. They're evil, right? So think outside source evil, and some way, somehow, they've infected the mind of this poor little kid since he was little, right? Since he was little. And that's true for a lot of people, stranger things or not. Like, that's real life. You are influenced by people around you. Sometimes there are evil people around you, and they influence you so much to a point where if something is bringing them down, it's bringing you down now too, because all of a sudden you look up to this person, or maybe you look up to this person even though they're not the best person in the world. For whatever reason, you think in some version of your mind that this is what needs to be done, this is what's true, and you see them failing in some way, and now you're like, if they're failing, what do I do? What is in it for me now? Because now that their life is unraveling and I had my perception of what life is supposed to be centered around their life, all of a sudden my life has no center. Now it is boundless. And that's kind of what happened with Will here. Although it's not like they look up to Vecna or whatever. Vecna is connected to him. He is unfortunately connected to Mind Flayer and he feels their pain just how he would feel his own pain, right? Within it all, in order to finally unlock his superpowers, he had to start remembering. You look at flashbacks in the show, they show flashbacks of Will and Mike, and Will, I guess, having feelings for Mike or just being a kid. But like, even though those are just nice little montages of little kids growing up and it seems sweet, but within it's dark and it's sad. For him, it's sad. It's like, this is a life that I only know. I only see this way. And sometimes I don't want to see it because I don't want to be the only one that sees it this way. I don't want to be the only one that remembers this way. So I forget it. I forget it. I put it away into this file box in my mind where I don't even know where the key is anymore. I don't know how to get in there. But all of a sudden, in order to save someone, not even someone, multiple people that he loves, he had to unlock that box some way, somehow. And the first step was remembering. And I think that's a really beautiful image to paint because even with myself, I found myself after watching this Netflix episode just sitting down and trying to remember things about my life because I know it's no unique trait to have a trauma response to where you try to suppress your memories and forget things in order to protect yourself. And that's just something I do or something I've always done. I remember growing up, I'd pray, I'd forget feeling gay or feeling sad. I don't want to remember this moment ever. Like, I don't want to remember this at all. But then all of a sudden, you forget everything good around it too. You don't only forget the bad, you forget everything around that moment. And that's really a double-edged sword because we all try to forget things that hurt us and forget painful memories in our lives, but in doing so, you also forget all the good that happened in that point of time as well because believe it or not, there are good things in bad days. There are good things. It depends on how you look at it, and that's a lot of mumbo jumbo. Everyone says that, whatever. But it's true. Like if you just frame your thinking in a different way, there are good things they could take from certain experiences. But anyways, the point I'm trying to get at is a lot of the times the only way forward is backwards. And that's something that I've been doing, right? I've been trying to go back and just like, all right, like what actually happened that day? What happened? Was it just me? All my life, I've been trying to find the answers of why to things. I'll have literally letters in my closet, unsent letters of just asking why. Why did this happen? I don't understand why I feel this way. I want to know. I want to know. But, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you will never know. But what you can know is your truth, right? What you can understand or try to understand is yourself. That was my favorite. That is cinema. That final fourth episode of Stranger Things Volume 1 of season 5, gay or not, like you could be straight and still take something from it. I mean, maybe you were getting bullied, when you were younger and you suppress that memory, you suppress it, and then all of a sudden, you have a child that is a bully. Now you have a child that's a bully and you're like, how do I help this person? Like, how do I help my child? And the only way is to go into your inner child and go backwards with it. Anyways, that's just sort of how I kind of feel about that. I feel like sometimes in trying to forget the bad moments, yes, of course we forget the good moments, but we forget certain traits about ourselves. Have you ever been asked, oh, what are some things you like to do? What are some of your hobbies? What do you do for fun? And then you're kind of just like, I don't really know. I guess I watch TV. I guess I hang out with friends. I just like spending time with people. And you kind of forget what your hobbies were because of all of that suppression. Because, like, maybe let's say you were getting bullied when you were younger, for, I don't know, being a gamer. Like, oh, you're a nerd. You play too many games. Like, "Ooh, you're weird." And then all of a sudden, okay, you stop gaming so much, not because they necessarily affected you to the point where you don't like gaming anymore, but you sort of try to forget the feeling that you felt when you were gaming and that kind of bit you in the behind, right? And so you try to look for something new or find something else to distract you, but even though you find something else to distract you, it's always going to be in the image of that person of what they might deem as acceptable. Just wanting to be liked in a way, right? Um, and I think that goes into the bigger picture of perception versus reality. I think a lot of the times we focus too much on how we're perceived and we don't really show the real thing. And I'll be honest too, that's been the case even with me making this podcast. Like I've been very hesitant on like what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to say, why would people care to listen? Does this really matter? I need to talk about something that will be groundbreaking and change someone's life, but it doesn't always have to be that way. Sometimes people just like to hear you talk. That goes back to what do you like to do for fun? You know, sometimes you just want to spend time with people. Sometimes people just want the routine of always hearing what this person has to say, you know, looking into their perspective and looking into the world in their lens. I think that's something we could all try to do, podcast or not. I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure like your middle school and your elementary school teacher told you, like, oh, you must be honest and treat others. Ow. I bit my tongue. Anyways, you must be honest and treat others the way you want to be treated. But the first step in that is treating yourself how you want to be treated. As I put Aquaphor, lips are kind of dry because of the winter. Anyways, treat yourself how you want to be treated. Because you really, you know, you can't tell someone treat others the way you want to be treated if you don't know how you want to be treated first. You don't treat yourself well. How are you going to tell someone to treat others how you want to be treated if you treat yourself like shit to begin with? Thanks. That's great advice. No, you need to treat yourself how you want to be treated. And a lot of that goes back to searching within your inner child and just remembering the things that used to make you happy and sad because you gain strength from that because you gain perspective and understanding. Okay, I remember when this person didn't want to play tag with me in the playground and that really made me feel sad. So from now on, whenever I'm in a work meeting, I'm gonna make sure to include everyone in the group project or like the group project, whatever it may be. I feel like that's pretty a well-rounded answer that can be applied to other jobs. Just think of it that way because I think you may ask yourself the reason why, but we forget to ask what. What happened? Try to remember. And anyways, I hope you gained something from this, and I will see you on the next episode. If you have any questions, want any advice on anything, or anything you want me to cover, feel free to let me know. You can email me, you can DM me, I'm sure there's a bunch of ways you can reach out to me right now that are fairly accessible on the internet. So feel free. And until the next episode, I'll see you in the archives. Okay, so now the second portion of this episode,